Hey y'all, I just really quickly wanted to give my thoughts on the 12-foot tall statue of the black overweight woman with the hands on the hips in Times Square. I just feel like she is me. I think that a lot of people have a hard time with this statue because they don't like to be honest with themselves. I think we take our best, like Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, Brian Destiny, Coco Jones, Keke Palmer, Marsai Martin, Angela Bassett, Viola Davis, you name them. Halle Bailey, Halle Berry, Chloe Bailey. I think we take Zendaya, Rihanna, our best, and we compare ourselves to them. But the reality is they do not represent the average black woman in America. That statue does. Not all of us, but in heavily populated areas with black people, the average black woman looks like that. Like, you're gonna look outside or in a store or school or work, and you're gonna see black women who look like that. At least 21 and up. I still see some skinny, friendlier young people, but once you start getting older, I see a lot of overweight women like myself, but some of them have attitude, some of them don't. I do hate that that's the stereotype of all of us, but many of us do have attitudes all the time. When you go to the store or work and you're speaking with someone, you're going to get an attitude. I always thought that they were just doing it to other black women because they felt like we were speaking some type of language. I didn't realize, some black women are doing that to everyone. And so I just wanted to say, if you have an issue with that statue, then maybe it's time to hold yourself accountable. I mean, just look at many Americans are overweight and obese right now. It's really sad because it wasn't like this as I was growing up. People were skinny, people were friendlier, people were more optimistic. But it just seems like ever since social media, I'm actually not sure when it started, but I'm saying like 10 years or so ago, I remember I would go to, let me see, because it's 25, so 2015, no. Let me go back to maybe 2010. That's when I graduated high school. I was about 180 pounds, and I used to go out, and I would look at other people, and they were skinnier than me, and it made me feel bad. And I remember, I think it was like 2017, 2018. I just remember one day I went out to an event or something, and I could not believe how many other women, not even just black women, how many other women were overweight. And I remember not feeling so bad because I just was like, oh wow, like this is just normal. And then there was the whole body positivity stuff during COVID. And I just feel like a lot of people dropped the ball, because I feel like if you really was so body positivity, if you really loved how you looked, I don't like being fat. Let me be clear. I do not like being fat. I didn't like being fat when I started putting on weight. I've been upset ever since. I've lost weight, gained it back, lost weight, gained it back, gained back more. And just like this year, the beginning of this year, I was 274, and now I'm 248. So I just feel like, and I'm still trying to lose weight. My goal is to keep going down, keep losing weight. And I think I finally found a way. So, but just the thing is, for all the people who said that stuff, like Lizzo, and Monique, for all those years, and they both, Monique and Lizzo, have lost weight. All those years they preached all that, BBW, being proud of being overweight, and then we see that they are not. We see that they lose weight, and those are wealthy black women. And so what do you think about the average, working class black woman, or even impoverished black woman, that do not even have some of the resources they have, the education around food? That's what's helping me lose the 28 pounds that I've lost. I'm learning more about why we eat the way we eat our weight is governed by hormones. You know, people say eat less. You can eat less, but if you're eating less, but you're eating the wrong foods, you're still going to be damaging your body. So I just want to say, I want to call out the hypocrisy. Which one is it? If you were truly proud of how you look and how we look, that statue would not offend you. Granted, it does not represent all black women, but we know that Beyonce, you know, does not represent all black women. But when they have those people representing us, we don't get mad. You only got mad when you saw this fat statue with a t-shirt on and I think what, jeans or leggings or boots. A lot of us walk out the house like that. Shoot, in fact, some of us walk out the house less than that. I know I have. I've come out the house with flip-flops on, sweatpants, and a big t-shirt, you know, maybe even partially wrinkled. No bonnet. I haven't done the bonnet. Okay, I don't want to do the bonnet, but I've seen it. I think before we get angry, and I think another thing too is we say it's okay for us to do it individually, but we don't realize that other black women are having that same sentiment. And then before you know it, you're in Walmart and almost every black woman you walk past look like she rolled out of bed, including you, and you're like, oh my goodness. And it didn't always used to be like that. It didn't always used to be like that. You used to have some shame about being seen a certain way in public. Most people did anyway. And so I just feel like I want us to stop lying to ourselves and to each other. If we really do not like how we do things, then I feel like we should change it. And now let's get into the attitude piece of the statue. Now, people, we know that a lot of black women, not all black women, but we know that a lot of black women do have attitude, do have an attitude problem. I always thought that it was just towards other black women, but I didn't know it was towards everyone. But I've been so many places where black women speak to other black women all types of crazy, and then I see them not speak to other people like that. Like a cashier might smile and be friendly to a non-black person, but then as soon as the black person, specifically a black woman, she rolling her eyes. This happened to me quite a few times. And at restaurants, the bank, I had two horrible experiences at one at PNC Bank and then the other at Bank of America. I mean, also at jobs. Oh my God. I had one horrible experience, I think, with a white male coworker and a white female coworker. But the majority of bad experiences that I've ever had at a job, no matter the demographic of the workforce, was always like another black woman. And I go to work and try to just do my job and stay out the way, but baby, they won't even let you be great. I don't know if this is just my experience, but it happens. And so before getting upset with people's perception, be a little honest with yourself. Ask yourself, are you part of the problem? Are you an enabler? I know I used to do that. I used to see a black woman act a fool, and even though I disagreed with it, I used to be like, well, let me validate you. Let me at least make you feel that someone hears you. You know, someone sees your point of view, your perspective. But that's not always a good thing, because people will abuse that empathy. People will abuse, you know, your shoulder when you let them lean on you. So just be careful not to fall for manipulation. And if you are a black woman watching this video and you don't like the statue or what you believe the statue represents, and you can change it, like you have any of those traits, then change it. And treat yourself and others with respect and decency. Speak to people like you know they can make a statue to represent you. When you go outside, present yourself in a way that if a statue was to be made about you or people just like you, they would have something better to put out. I mean, because I still feel like the statue is not as bad as it could have been. The statue literally could have been blonde weave. I mean, I'm happy he put braids, but it could have been blonde weave, long eyelashes, and a fake BBL. We know all black women don't look like that, but how many started to look like that after social media? So, I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. And it wasn't, thank God. But, you know, I just feel like I know that we hate feeling like we're getting beat up, hit every time we look up on the internet. I know me personally, goodness, like when you hear that discord between the gender wars and all that nonsense, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate how black men are put down, how black women are put down, going at each other. I hate it. And then I think this is just another time where we're like, oh, it's happened again. This is just another opportunity for people to take a hit at black overweight women who are already tired. But guess what? Hang up the cape. Stop trying to have all the answers. Stop trying to fix everyone's problem. Because we don't reap the benefits or the rewards from that type of behavior anyway. So let this be your sign, Just look at the outrage. Next time, Lizzo or someone is doing something and we as a collective disagree and they try to gaslight us and say that they're happy and other people need to be like them, just think back to how people reacted to that statue, specifically the black community. Specifically black women. Look at how they reacted. Most are not going to be honest and say, hey, she is me. Most are going to say, be repulsed. And how they feel about that statue, best believe that's how they feel about you. That's how they feel about me. When I go in stores, when I walk places, I'm not accepted by the sisterhood. Sometimes I feel like a punching bag around the sisterhood. So just don't buy it. Don't believe it. Just no. And I'm not saying that we're going to change the narrative, because you're not going to be able to change a narrative that's been in the making for decades. But if you start being honest with yourself, you will not be outraged by that statue. I was not outraged by that statue. I knew exactly what the artist was going for. I just do not understand why it's in Times Square. I really don't. But that's like any piece of art. Just like that black woman is in a space where she doesn't need to be in the middle of Times Square. I feel like black women are often put in places they don't need to be for no reason. Like Kamala Harris. Like, why did Joe Biden and his team let him get all the way to like the second debate before they were like, yeah, this is not going to work. The Democrat Party is not going to vote for him. Let us just tap Kamala Harris in. A lot of people did not vote for her, not because they wanted Trump. A lot of people didn't vote for her because they were like, why y'all just volunteer this black woman or black identifying woman as, like the president to just start taking on everyone's problems and having the answers for stuff that white men have messed up, and one black man, was president. Like, why was that black man? Why was that black woman there? I feel the same thing about politicians. Like on a local level, sometimes it's a black woman who earned her way there, and then sometimes it's like, why is that person there? Were they put in place because they weren't put in charge? So it's like, you just sometimes, just like that statue, I feel like, why is the black person, like, why are they there? That's just how I feel. So it's weird that the statue is where we just don't know why it's there, but that's where we are sometimes. Sometimes as black women trying to survive, trying to earn a living, we are places where we're like, why are we there? And I'm a truck driver, so, and I also do gig work when I'm not driving a truck. So it's like sometimes I find myself places like, why am I here? Like, as a truck driver, I would be somewhere, no shower, no food, having to do a 34-hour reset, and I would say, God, like, why am I here? I didn't see any other women. I would see men. Now, I've seen other truck driver women, but typically they were like coming out of larger cities. They were on a home daily account. regional truck drivers who were women, were typically black women. I also saw some white women, but they tend to be a little older. But younger women, they typically weren't on regional accounts, and if they were, not for a long time. They typically want to go back to their family or their children or something like that. So many times I feel just like that statue. Why am I here? And if I'm going to be here, I'm not going to put in much effort, and I'm going to have an attitude about it. Not an attitude, but I'm going to be a little standoffish, and it might come off as an attitude. Just like that statue. So, in a way, I don't understand it, but in a way, I get it too much. She is me. Right? And people are pissed at me, just like they're pissed at that statue. They're pissed at me. When people used to see me sometimes get out that truck, they used to be mad. They hated seeing a woman get out the truck. Especially when I was on a touch rate account, they underestimated me. I used to get out that truck, ready to unload, and they used to look at me like, ugh. But then when I was putting in that work, they was like, okay, well, shit, you know, I underestimated you. They told me that quite a few times, you know, I underestimated you. So, it's like, if you don't like the truth, that's really what it is. You just don't like the truth. But it doesn't mean it's a lie. It just means you just don't like it. So, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would truly appreciate it. I'm definitely trying to start earning some coins since trucking has slowed down. Okay? So, please do that favor. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. And I will I won't ever do a video that's so mean or cruel. You know what I mean? Like, anytime I give my opinion, it's going to come from a place of compassion, lived experiences, and, you know, empathy. So, this is not that channel where, you know, I'm just going off like some people, you know, punching down, or, you know, trying to kick someone when they're down, or take advantage of an opportunity. No. So I'd appreciate the support. Thank you.